Hello? Hello? Yeah. So my name is Manjula Varghese. I'm a documentary filmmaker and video producer. I currently work for the San Francisco Chronicle, creating video content for them. So we actually got a call about the story, and the video editor at the time came in and asked me, it was like late at night, and just asked me, like, hey, here's the story of a gentleman who has been diagnosed with ALS. And, just the quick kind of nutshell of the story, which was that he, produced this album using his voice coach as his voice. He had written all the lyrics, do you think there's something here? And I said, sounds like there could be something here. Let me go and meet him and meet the voice coach and see. So when I came to the office to meet Bernie and meet Essence, who was the voice coach, I could tell that there was something more than just the album release, which is what that was the pitch that was made to me, was that they're doing an album release party, we could do a video about that. And I was like, yeah, that's great, but I think what would be more interesting for people is to kind of understand how this all came together and why somebody would want to take part in it, and, kind of how you like, how do you motivate yourself through some really dark things, like dark, hard times that you're facing, like how do you push yourself through that? But I ended up following Essence, actually, because Bernie can't speak. So, and that was a thing that I had to kind of figure out, that I realized, like, he could only talk for a little bit at that time. So now he can't speak at all. But at that time, it would tire him out really fast. And so I had to be kind of cognizant of that and be respectful of his energy and not push him too hard. So I tried to use my time with him very judiciously, very, like, for very specific reasons. And then if there were other people there that I could speak to, that's who I would speak to. And a lot of the times Essence was there because she's very much invested in the success of the music as well as Bernie. So I got a lot of the story through her, and that made it a lot easier. And that was probably my biggest struggle on that project, was how do I give a voice to someone who can't speak, because it is his story. And so from, I think it was like interview 3, she just happens to mention that, like, after he started losing his voice, he started communicating to her using notepads. And so I was like, oh, could I see these notepads? And she was like, yeah, I have them. And so she let me take them and I scanned those notepads in. And I thought it was really important to have as much of Bernie in the piece as possible, because since we can't hear from him, I wanted to make sure his presence was felt outside of just seeing him. And that's one of the reasons why I chose to, I scanned in all of his handwriting, and then I animated it. And I did that intentionally because I really wanted to have his voice in it, and as much as possible. And then I really knew I wanted to end with what he hoped for himself. Like, I didn't want to just end on this dire note of, here's a man who's been diagnosed with a terminal illness. But the idea, which I think is, if you meet Bernie, if anybody knows Bernie, one of the things you know is that he's extremely hopeful and he's extremely positive. And so I knew that, like, it had to end in a way that reflected that. So that's one of the reasons why. And so like, in one of the interviews, I actually asked him, I was like, what do you hope for your future? Which might be a weird thing to ask for somebody who has been diagnosed with a terminal illness, right? And he's been very hopeful about how how things have been unfolding for himself, and he really does believe that there's a cure to this issue. It's just a matter of holding on long enough to find it. I would say the main advice would just be to do it. Try and tell as many stories as possible.